or from the undead. Seemingly, possibly looking to kill, maim, even devour. Not much anyone can do about it either. Do what we can. Stompinin is what we call it. Don't give it a real name, because giving it a real name makes it a real thing.
Oh, that's kind of strange, partner.
Not any more strange than the way the world works right now.
Well, that's a fair point, but if things be happening, things be the way they are, it's real. Regardless, so I'm hence confused on why not name it. But I guess I'm not gonna cry too much on that. Do you stop when it's happening in town?
Every so often. Comes and goes. Happens quite a bit.
So it's more outside town than it is inside.
Yeah, mostly what comes in town are the walking dead. Every so often. Zombies, a few skeletons. They walk in, hunting. Can't tell for food or for just living people. But they're in town. So?
Well, they go after most of the time.
Anyone that's out and about.
Sounds like we put ourselves in a bit of danger, if you say.
I think we're all living in danger. Guy. Unless you can find an easier way out.
Easier? No.
You know what I mean.
Easy way out.
Hell, I would. Been trapped here for so long.
You ever question why? What your purpose be?
Stop questioning those things long time ago. Doesn't really matter to me.
Fair enough. What be the power of that scepter?
Oh, this? It's not actually a scepter. You see him take his ring off, and it is a broomstick that he's holding that is holding the hat.
It's a broomstick?
Yeah. Looks pretty cool, though. Good for whacking zombies and skeletons. It's basically a quarterstaff is what he's wielding.
You have me quite confused with that, partner. You do more sweeping or beating with that?
Recently? The latter.
The ladder.
Yeah. What about you?
Anyone need healing in town?
I mean, I'm sure you can find a people willing to be healed or two by a doctor, but what about you? Are those for show, or do you actually use those guns?
They're definitely not for sure. But they do for their fair share of showing off.
I bet. I would just be careful of the stomping in. Wouldn't want to see a man like you die.
Well, partner, me and Deb been going around for a little bit.
I think death has been circling all of us for a while. It just doesn't know who to take first.
I might be able to meet you eye on that statement, but me and Dad definitely have a different dance.
Oh? Hell.
Well, funny thing is, well, what I find funny, it wasn't just a few days ago I was in my town, normal day, and talked to my blacksmith friend about some new things. People going to what's the it's not a train station. What's it called? The Arcane Train or Arcane Gate or whatever it's called.
Yeah, the arcane.
Yeah, Arcane Train. People leaving town going on that because they're getting too barren. And then decided to visit the temple. That's where things kind of got, I'd say, quite bizarre. I went to check on one of my. I went to go check on one of my fellow compadres. That's what you want to call it.
Huh.
The next thing you know, I went to do a little prayer, and then that's when things got real dark, real quick. And I can't tell whether it's beast, monster. This is just a sheer nightmare. But all I know is it wasn't fear, but I was scared. But I knew I didn't have much going for me, so I got the hell out of that temple. Was able to save the sister. And then I would say in the final stand moment, I watched everyone I knew in that town die. And then this beast called its name. It wasn't Gastrolok, Orcus. It's Orcus. This beast called its name Orcus.
Yeah. That beast. We've all heard his name once or twice.
We all.
Yeah.
Interesting. What do you mean all of us have heard his name once or twice?
When you're on the brink of death, and you feel like you're about to die, become one of the walking dead. They say that he speaks to you, says his name, what he wants you to do when you die, who be the first person you kill.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard it myself, but definitely something that I've seen. People's eyes turn.
I don't recall anything such like that. But I'll say this. I got dance with that monster. I almost got him once.
Did you almost get him, or did he think you almost got him?
Either or. He knows I don't play around. But I woke up almost a day later after I blew myself sky high. And everyone I knew in that godforsaken, scarred place of Earth went to the station, come to the city. The next thing you know, I don't know how many hundreds of years passed. And this group I'm with said several, either, I don't know, many years passed. And I'm sitting here like, wait a minute. So
Yeah.
right now I'm in a time warp, time bubble, time something. And I keep hearing this voice in my head kind of guiding me. Every time I be praying to it. And I've done
You be praying still? And the gods answer you?
I wouldn't say God, but I would say God.
Well, at least someone answers you. No one comes close to answer to us.
Well,
Also, the sheriff's name was Reddenvale.
Rittenville.
You're fine.
I've done more spontaneous acts of good faith and goodwill with this divine power. So I would assume, because I asked, I came out west. This first stop. And so far, it seems everywhere I go, there's a plan.
Well, at least you still believe in something, or at least something still believes in you. The rest of us are kind of just cattle, waiting to be harvested by the dead.
Not if I have anything to do with it.
I hope. I pray.
Well, maybe you might hear a call.
I stopped believing in calls long ago.
I had a 20,000-year-old dragon tell me the same thing.
Oh, you met dragons now too?
Yeah, I changed her mind real quick.
Well, I'll be seeing you, Doc.
Copy that, Sheriff. Need any more conversation or any prayers, you know where to look.
Kind of nods and he walks off. You hear him say, I gotta go get ready for the next stumpening tonight. And go prepare the defenses. Nim is in the amulet. Yep. So it's just Kaelar and Doc. But you guys are free to go ahead and take a full long rest in the mayor's house because you guys haven't had one in a while. During that long rest, if there's anything you would like to do before you sleep or anything like that, you're more than welcome to. Be it prayer, be it any downtime activities such as like spell scribing or anything like that, it's totally fine. But if not, go ahead and mark a long rest. And I will ask for both of you to go ahead and make me a perception check to see if you hear anything throughout the night as you sleep.
I think Doc would have, I want to call it meditation, but it kind of would have been like meditation with humble praying. Just to be, I would say, have gratitude for the blessing that he still carries, even though questioning it to a certain degree of why he was the one chosen, but at the same time, appreciative of him being the opportunity, him being the being of a gift that seems to confuse him in many ways. Why he is changing slowly the hearts of the few to the many.
Okay. So I will just ask you, as you sort of meditate, is there, with everything that's been going on, are you just kind of just trying to relax your mind and trying to like reach out to him? Like, are you actively trying to communicate? Or is it more along the lines you want to just try to see if you can tap into that power that you had and see if you can talk to him through the power that was bestowed to you?
That's a good question. You know what? I think I'll go with the freely, like a deep meditation of allowing Doc to be not possessed, but the anchor for his God. Like he is free,
Okay.
he has flushed himself, his mind, everything for him to be taken or whatever. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but yeah.
So you're just trying to like release any blockage from your power that was bestowed to you to your God and trying to just connect to him with like the most truest of intent.
Yep.
Okay.
Same roll of perception check.
Yeah. And then Kyler, go ahead and roll me a perception. Unless you want to do anything other than sleep, please let me know.
I need to check before I long rest, but I might.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't do that with.
Sorry, I'm leveling up still.
No, you're fine. Take your time. We can say this is what Kyler's has been doing in his room. He's been like micromanaging his shit because it's been a hot minute since he's had time to actually do this.
I rolled a 14 on perception.
With a 14, as you rest throughout the night, you hear like something is banging against stone, and you kind of sort of glance out from the window and you don't see anything, but you feel the pounding that it's just punching into the stone. And then you're not sure, but at some point during the night it just stops.
Would Doc have known that time frame?
I would say, based on a 14, you guess it probably lasted for 3 hours, from midnight to 3 a.m.
You got a fat natural 1 first roll of the night, baby.
Fuck yeah, you were dead asleep. You were dead to the fucking world. You were doing your own shit.
Trancing.
You were fully
Meditate.
relaxed. For the first time ever, Kaelar reached a point of relaxation that he didn't think was.
My muscles unclenched for the first time ever.
The most ripped, the nastiest ever.
Sounds like there's a benefit to having a cleric around.
Kaelar laughs. Tears come down his eyes. While you meditate, Doc, the gun is set aside. Your armor lies folded. The forge of your mind is gone cold. You sit on stones that have been scorched by sun that no longer shines through the sky. Your hands are open. Your hat is beside you. Firelight flickering off the black iron symbol embedded in your palm. You don't speak, don't pray, you simply release. And if anyone were watching you, they would gently see radiant threads of energy and light sort of drift off of you, similar to that of like a very small micro aurora borealis effect, as it just sort of flies up a little bit toward the sky, maybe about 30 feet above you, and kind of hovers there. Slight twitching, like a memory of lightning, slip from your fingers. They curl in the air like smoke. One licks your cheek and vanishes. Another one trails upward and fades before touching the ceiling that is the sky above. You open the channel. There is no voice, no warmth, no word. Only stillness. And then a response. Not in words, but in feeling. A crack of a hammer striking stone. a vow made by someone else, but felt in Doc's ribs. The moment of choosing silence when shouting would have been easier. The feeling of a bullet in the chamber turning. A memory of someone choosing not to die in agony. Then you see yourself. Standing across from yourself, hat lower, eyes darker. The other version lifts a vow render, but not to shoot, but to point it skyward. The 6 chambers begin to glow. One lights up, just one. A wordless thought enters your mind. You are an oath unfulfilled. Doc awakens. No thunder, no vision. But the forge is warm again. The grip of Valrender no longer burns, but it hums.
Become attuned to Valrender?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, no, does it go from, oh, I was like, is it still is it in a dormant state still?
As you look at Valrender, it is still currently in a dormant state. As you sort of look at it, are you wanting to try to wake it up?
I would say Doc would call to it.
Okay. Roll me a religion check.
Let's go, baby. Come on, come on, come on. Be nice to Daddy. Hold on. I mean, for 17, I'll take it.
Okay. What is it like for you to reach? What are you saying to?
Doc has the pistol in his. He holds the grip, and he's rubbing his thumb across the top of it with his finger gliding across underneath of the hammer, and running his finger through the trigger guard, just like the edge of his finger, just rubbing the rim of it.
Okay.
He begins to say, "You picked me. A vow.
Unfulfilled."
What is the vow? Am I the vow? Am I the oath? Am I the one that's going to break you free? Vow. You call unto me as I call unto you. May you serve as I serve you, and maybe the vow that you seek be fulfilled. I'll be your help.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, Johnny Ringo. Looks like you see a ghost. What? Oh, Misty.
There we go. So, you hold this down to Valrinder. Speak what you've spoken to. Gotta refresh this, pull up my notes. There it is. Okay. Your question echoes. What is the vow? Are you the Oathkeeper? You call to me as I call to you. At first there is nothing. No thunder, no light, no fire. The forge in your mind then begins to crack. Not break, but split down the center. Black ash seeping from within, revealing a faint silver glow in the cold. A single rune burns on the floor in front of you, like a brand pressed into stone. It's not dwarvish. It's not common. Not primordial. It's not even celestial. It's older. But you know it. Not by name, but by instinct. The rune means a vow was not a promise. It is a price paid in silence. Yes, you are the Oathkeeper now, as you were never meant to be. The sixth chamber of the Valrinder ticks, barely audible. Not opening, but acknowledging. There's a feeling that washes over Doc, like hot smoke. The vow was never yours, but someone else broke it. The gun chose you to balance the scale. You aren't vengeance. You aren't judgment. You're a memory made manifest. You're not the first Oathkeeper, and you're not the last. But you are the one who never asked to carry it, but still chose to draw when it was right. Not when it served you.
Ooh, I'm getting chills, man. I'm getting chills.
But you can go to sleep. And then, have you done everything for your character? Do you want to do anything before you sleep, Kyler? Or are you just trancing good?
I'm good.
Okay. You continue to trance. It is the next morning. You wake up and there is something a little bit different about your gun. Do you pull out Valrinder?
Yes.
Pull out Valrinder. If you're left with a choice, do you want Valrinder to awaken because you're trying to wake it up with your own power? Or do you feel like you need Valrinder to awake to complete your quest? Which is it?
I would say it's the first one because
Okay.
as much as the idea of the quest sounds cool, I think the bond and the relationship I have found Runner is more deeper than that. It's goes back to that kind of that prayer I have where or kind of like what I just said a minute ago. As much as I need Valrinder needs me, and it's a mutual respect. Kind of like how I out of blind faith with the dragon, and we used and then the divine energy of that promise. I'm kind of that's how I feel the same way with Valrinder. As much as I know as it's a material object, It's not just a material object, it's more than that. And I want to respect it, and it respect me the same way, or vice versa. Yeah. I can't wait to tell Kyler about the stomping to her last night while I was having PTSD moments. This 4th of July was bad, off topic. This 4th of July was bad for me with PTSD.
It was going crazy where we were at. I can only imagine. I mean, we were part of the problem, but
Honesty is the best policy. Sorry, dog.
Hey, Doc.
Yes.
I will. The gun is wanting to awaken, but it will need something from you. As you feel like the gun, even though you built that bond with it, that strength, it just doesn't feel like it's strong enough to open yourself. Something will be given and something will be taken. Is this something you can live with if the gun were to awaken at this time?
Cool send.
Okay. Go ahead and refresh your character sheet. I'm adding the image.
boys, I'm afraid I'm gonna fall asleep. in my
You're fine.
desk, I'm sorry.
No, you're
I'm
fine.
actually gonna get to bed.
You're fine, dude.
Soon.
Okay.
So
Have a
do we
good
need to
night.
get you?
Okay.
Oh.
No,
Goodbye.
I'm about fucking
You're fine. You're fine.
Deuces.
Bye.
You have a good night, bud.
So, as you look at your new weapon, Valrinder, your hand, you do feel something has changed in you. As you sort of hold this power in your hand, you realize that you don't feel quite human.
Interesting.
And that may be something you have to do.
So dog feels off.
It's
Like
different.
disturbing.
It's
Feels
different,
disturbing off.
but it doesn't feel disturbing. It feels like you should have always have felt like this. It feels like slipping into a warm blanket, almost. But it's strange that it feels like this so easily.
Okay. Familiar. It's a warm feeling, familiar, different. Would it be something he would have felt when he with divine when he's using his divine energy? Is it that power, or when he's using his divine abilities? Is that power that he used instead of being being able to call and summon it, and he's feeling it through him instead.
Kind of. That's what it's feeling like. It's almost as if like it's a power that's there for you. It's your power. It's your gift. But it's strange that it's never made itself known till. You also. Go ahead.
What?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say Doc would just I guess he would kind of just close his eyes in that moment. Just slow, steady, deep breaths, trying to feel what he's feeling, embracing what he's feeling, the difference, the channeling of what he's feeling, of like a warm touch, a reminder.
You feel this power sort of like circling you, wrapping around you like a warm sunlight and this gray, cloudy sky, because sun has not shone here in years. And as you sort of are on top of this building, feeling this power surge within you, you're sort of left with like a choice of how you want it to continue.
Choice. Okay. Choice.
Okay, so as you're sort of focusing on these gifts, the wind stops, fire grows still, as if the world forgets to breathe. Your hat becomes lower, your spine straightens. Valrinder, which was in your holster, sort of floating up toward you. Your hand hovering near Valrinder. Let's go. Not rage, not judgment, just truth. The kind that burns on the way out. Something unseen beneath your skin begins to stir. Outlines flicker, memories trying to escape. The edges of your coat shimmer, torn between ash and sunlight. A shockwave of silence, not loud, but total. Like the world takes one step back. From your back, something attempts to unfold from your shadow. Not wings, not arms, something older. Light, or perhaps a void. Stretches outward in impossible patterns. Either golden like judgment or shadow like grief. Your eyes burn with something not of this world, not anger, not even power. Conviction. Your shadow lengthens. Those who stand near feel smaller, not just physically, but spiritually. Like they must have seemed measured and found wanting or not. Your allies feel protected, as if some buried strength in you, Doc, has chosen them, not just to survive, but to endure. You feel like your enemies are left exposed, like every sin they buried just stepped back out from behind them and whispered, "He knows." All the while, you say nothing. You don't roar, you don't threaten, you simply stand, and that's enough.
thing. Okay. Oh. So people would have actively seen this going on with me?
Yeah.
Oh.
You see behind you, there are 3 choices for you to bear. 3 different shadows spiraling in 3 different directions. As you open yourself up to this power, this divine revelation,
Am I looking at which one first? I guess I'd look at the one on the right first. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. The middle. Oh man, that was heavy. Mirror.
my headset, is this working? There it goes. Okay. There it goes. Where did there it goes. You're already catching them. Your allies shine in your presence. You pull pain from others into yourself. Your radiant defiance, not rage. From others into yourself. Your radiant defiance, not rage. You're the last thing between the innocent and the dark.
Okay, that was very solid. I'm gonna look at the one on the left now.
There it goes. Okay. So on the one from the far left, you hear it say, "You were left behind, and you still rose. You were the truth that follows silence. You are the gun that fires after the gods turned away. Your glow does not come from above. Got it.
You're good.
Okay. Your glow does not come from above. It comes within the cracks. From wavers, neither whole nor broken. Smoke coils from your shoulders. Your halo is crooked, not failed, changed. Enemies feel your judgment before your weapon moves. The weight of your presence chokes them with regret. Your body pulses with dark conviction. You speak your silence. You will not blind. You haunt. You are what rises when justice is abandoned. Now it is up to you to choose which one do you step into. The saint who burns, the warden who shields, the oath that refuses to stay buried.
The saint, what was the other one?
You're good. The saint who burns, the warden who shields, the oath that refuses to stay buried.
Man, that's deep. Damn. The Saint of Fire, the Warden that's the shield, or the Oath that has it. What was the Saint one more time?
The saint who burns.
Yeah, okay. I was trying to remember their...
You're fine.
Again. I'm kind of stuck between the Saint and Oath.
Okay.
I'll go to Saint.
You're gonna go saint?
Yep.
Okay.
The Saint's the one where my enemies and the undead, or my enemies are feared by truth, right?
The saint is your flame of forgotten justice. You do not protect, you revere. Your power sears lies from the flesh. Your footsteps ignite with gold. Your shadow flees from you. Your presence burns, and enemies cannot look upon you without shield of guilt. Your light is not gentle. It is a torch of the condemned. Your body becomes a beacon. Your strikes shine like broken dawn. Those who wronged others feel your gaze like fire on their skin. You are the judgment they ran from.
And the oath is more darker, right?
Yes, you were left behind, but you still rose. You are a truth that follows silence. You are the gun that fires after the gods have turned away. The glow does not come from above. It comes from within the cracks. Your form wavers, neither whole nor broken. Smoke coils around your shoulders. Your halo is crooked, not failed, just changed. Enemies feel your presence before your weapon moves. The weight of your presence chokes them with regret. Your body pulses with dark conviction. You speak with your silence. You do not blind, you haunt. You are what rises when justice is abandoned. Would you like to hear the Hollow Warden again?
Yeah.
You are not here to punish. You are here to stand. Between the blade and the broken, between the scream and the silence, and a glow builds beneath your skin, not like a flame, but like the old steel catching the sun. Your stance widens, your breath slows, the world bends, but you do not. You do not attack first. You rise. You raise the wall. You take the blow. And when the weak fall, you're already catching them. Your allies shine in your presence. You pull pain from others into yourself. You radiate defiance, not rage. You are the last thing between the innocent and the dark.
I'm going Hollow Warden.
You're going Warden now?
Yep, I'm going Hollow Warden because I'm sitting here trying to think. The character I've been so far, how I'm acting as Doc, the Hollow Warden's definitely it's between the Oath or Hollow Warden, but I feel yes, I was left behind.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying to figure out how to optimize more on Doc because he could be a really good shield or he could be a very good means of conviction.
It is up to you. What does Doc want to be in this world? It's also a question of Doc doesn't even know the power that he is even enacting. So it could be something as simple as you still don't fully understand this power. So you may need to lean into what you know.
Oh, when you put it that way. I like that. See, that's why I like how you take the time to.
Sometimes the best decisions are the ones we don't know that we need to make. So it may just be something as simple as Doc has always felt more like a shield for others. So maybe Warden fits him. But also he has taken on the form of the Oathbreaker, so maybe he needs to take on the form of the Oath. Or maybe he finally needs to be a sword in the night and stab it in the heart. At its core, which one feels right?
I like how you broke that analogy down too. Goes with what he knows. I'm currently playing an Oathbreaker right now, my other campaign, so
You are? Have anything to do with Doc?
no, you're right. You know what? Let's do it. Oathbreaker. Oath. That final call. Oath.
Are you sure?
Final call. Oath. All right.
Okay. If you're sure with it.
Man, when you say it like that, it's like, man, I don't know.
What do you feel you need to make an intelligent decision? You tell me what you feel like you need.
With what Doc has been doing right now, with everything he's been doing, has Doc to you been more of a shield, or has he been more of a Oathkeeper?
Well, let's take out the fact Valrender is all about oath. The god that you follow is about a god of broken oaths and oaths no longer set in motion. Taking that away, at the very core, what was the first thing Doc tried to do when his town was under attack?
He prayed.
He prayed. Did he try to help? Or did he try to fight? Which did he do first? Because you did initially try to fight. But then when you realized we're going to die, ran like any smart person would, ran and went to go help some of the people in your town, and you wanted to do more than anything, protect them. I mean, he feels like a warden. Could be a warden. I honestly feel like he is leaning more toward warden or to saint.
Warden.
Warden.
We'll go with Warden. Yep, Hollow Warden. I had to really think about everything I went through in that town, and that I was thinking of the Smith and everyone, and
you also protected those people up in the Wizard's Tower before the time bubble. Fought off as many undead as you could and try to protect them as much as you could.
Yep.
Okay. Choose the middle shadow. The choice wasn't made with a shout. It came in a breath. A moment between bullets, between the heartbeat of a dying ally and the growl of something risen without a soul. Doc's hand hovered, neared his holster, but he didn't draw. Instead, you stepped forward. Between the wounded and the thing crawling from the dark, no order, no prayer, just a breath. And the light came. Doc, you don't even realize it as your vision has gone completely dark and you see a tunnel of light in front of you, that as you've been walking and your vision comes to you, you are floating above the roof of the building. It was solid. It wasn't blinding. Like a stone remembering sunlight. Like the warmth of a forge that hasn't quite gone out, even after the bellows have long fell silent. It poured out of you like waves, not flame, not fury, but presence. The ground beneath your boots cracked, not from pressure, but from purpose. Behind you, no shield appeared, but people felt one. Allies who were dying suddenly felt like they could stand again, not because they were healed, but because they hadn't moved. Your coat lifted gently behind you. Your shadows tried to cling to your back. The oath inside of you burned hotter than anything they'd known. You didn't glow like a celestial. You shone like a promise kept. A whisper in your mind, no words, just presence. You chose not to punish. You chose to hold the line, and that is enough. Enemies stepped back, not out of fear, but they knew that if they crossed that line, they would not make it back. And Doc, you say nothing, but for the first time in your life, the weight you carry feels like armor, not a curse. As you look behind you, as you turn your head, Doc, you see billowing out of your back, beautifully with white and gold feathers, you see angel wings holding you aloft, coming out of your own back. As you, for the first time in your life, activate your celestial revelation, radiant consumption. Might be soul.
This sounds like some really cool.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You summon your radiant soul. 2 luminous spectral wings sprout from your back temporarily. Till your transformation ends, you have a fly speed equal to your walking speed. And once on each of your turns, you deal extra radiant damage to one target when you deal damage to it with an attacker's spell. The damage equals your proficiency bonus.
Okay. Celestial Revelation. Once per long rest, you can use a bonus action to transform using your revelations, which lasts for 1 minute until the end of your bonus actions. Radiant Soul Blot or Radiant Soul. I'll transform you have a flying speed. Wow. Okay.
As you sort of like lift off the ground and really sort of gently come to the ground, your hands begin to glow as this divine power that has long been left dormant in you finally awakens. And you hear your God.
Oh.
The voice within the forge that's in your mind. The world dims. The light isn't gone. It's simply listening. Doc is left aloft, glowing like the forge remembered the divine weight of your soul, finally awake, no longer dormant, no longer denied. And then a voice, not heard with ears, not carved into stone, not even spoken aloud. It's breathed into your bones like a memory he was born with, but never dare remembered. Shulkar, the god of broken promises, speaks to you. I did not speak to you because you had not stood yet. You did not draw your power from me, you drew it from silence, and that silence was holy. A pause, the forge within Doc surges. You are not my champion. You are an echo. You are what remains when oaths are broken and still someone stands. Yes, Oathkeeper, warden of thy hollow flame, now I speak. Then comes the vow. You will not save them all. You will not always be right, but you will stand, and that will be enough. The light flares, not outward, but inward. It coils into Doc's spine, into his hands, into Valrender, one of the 6 chambers click into place, and for the first time, it doesn't hum. It beats like your own heart. And then Ashal says, "No more." One final echo rips through Doc's soul. "I remember you. And now, the world will too. Because awakening and gaining this power was the gift you received. Now, the gift that was taken was your invisibility to prying eyes. You are known because you are the only ASMR on this plane. You are a rare commodity, and you will be hunted for it.
I'm speechless.
As you kind of
I'm
look
the
up,
only one.
yep, you're the only ASMR on this entire plane of existence right now. You're the only angel in a plane of death.
I like it. I like it.
As you sort of gently come down and as your wings leave you, sort of look up to the sky, and you see for just a singular moment the clouds break just enough to let in one ray of sunlight shine down where you stand. And then it's covered up by the dark clouds. You know that your power has awakened, are stronger than you were before, but with that comes its dissidence. You are now known to the just as you can sense them, they can sense you. Some may come to challenge you. Some may want to devour you, hopes of returning to their... But more than that, you are a very tiny, but very true, divine fragment. Creature trying to become God, a god, stop at nothing but to devour. And that could mean devouring you completely.
Orcus.
But
So I basically put a bullseye on the back of my head.
110% you just did.
I hope the group has fun with this.
But yeah. Is there anything else you would like to do? You have prayed. Your gun is now awakened. It's got some new abilities.
I'm curious to know what the people in town who were witnessing,
Mm-hmm.
would they be fearful of this situation, or would they begin to...
The people around town, as you did this early in the morning, as like light had begun to shone, so you kind of like blended in with that like early morning gray light. But the people that actively saw you, including the mayor, they aren't walking toward you. They are all speechless and just in awe of what just happened. Some are in tears. Some are on the ground, clutching, like just trying to stand up, trying to get off the ground. People are beyond bewildered that this just happened. This is something that shouldn't be able to happen. This is something that what you just caused is close enough to be considered a divine miracle.
Well. I guess Doc would look around and noticing what he's seeing. And, how far is the mayor from him?
The mayor's house is directly behind you, but the mayor himself was on the second floor, and you sort of floated off the second floor and down to the bottom.
So I'd be looking up at him.
Yeah.
If you keep gawking any longer, I don't know if you'll get your voice back there, sir.
You hear him say, "We hallowed gods. I saw that light when my brother died. Thought it was just a dream."
I would say dreams have a funny way of coming true now, don't they?
You hear a child behind its mom go, "Mama, is he gonna save us or send us away too?" You see a man just kind of look up with like an eye patch and said, "That man used to fix folks with grit and whiskey. The god's gone and done handing him thunder."
Wait a minute, old man, man with a patch said, what?
That man used to fix folks with grit and whiskey, and now the gods done handed him thunder.
So this person would know who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I think Doc would be intrigued or probably pull and look in that direction. Of said person. Because that would have caught Doc off guard because only a few people and there's no one left of his town survived, so this would have been before the incident happened.
You see this elderly man walk up and he says, "It's been a long time, Doc. My mother used to speak of you."
Your mother used to speak of me.
"Yes. May not remember her. Been a very, very long time. She used to run a saloon. Sorry, Bluebell?"
Yes, I quite remember.
She made it out of town after you blew up the blacksmith shop. She wasn't fully dead when she was impaled on the wall, she says. And after it blew up the blacksmith shop, she felt this divine light wrap around her, exploding around you, and it healed her. But she couldn't find you in all the debris and smoke, and so she ran. She ran to a nearby house, to a nearby town, where she met Duskward and here. And then she had a family. She's my great-great-grandmother. As it has been 148 years.
By chance, that great-great-grandmother, you were still kicking?
We're all still kicking. None of us can age once we reach a certain age. This old bones that you see me as is years of the undead draining the life out of me. She's no longer with us. She's with the stumpening. She tried to stop it. Tried to do what you did. She got killed because of it.
Dog would pause for a minute. He'd probably begin to shed a tear, and then his thought, I don't know what wildflower or plant life flower concept would be in this dust of a town. But Doc would want to pay respects to if there is a grave. I don't know if this is a thing in this town.
There's a grave. We write the names of the dead on our homes to remember them, as we burn the bodies so they cannot rise as undead. He walks you over to his house, and you see, sure enough, her name is carved there along with 4 others.
Who are the 4 other names?
Other people that used to own this house.
$140.
Yeah.
Can't believe it's been that long.
Yeah, I stopped aging when I reached 24. But the undead have a way of draining that life from you. So now I feel as old as I am. Of course, I'm not related to my great-grandmother by blood. She more like inherited my grandma. Became her daughter, and then my grandma's daughter became her great-grandmother, and then my mother had me. She was a good woman, kind.
She was definitely quite the woman.
Eventually, you see the mayor come out, Elias Thorne, sort of walk down toward you. He says, clear tears are in his eyes still as he says, what are you? Honestly. Because if you're hope, we need all the hope we can get.
I'm still trying to figure out what I am. But I have quite the feeling that I have a greater purpose than I once originally remembered. But if hope is a shield in your eyes, then may I be the shield that you seek.
Okay. Right. Ew, when you get the chance, Doc, please come with me. There's something I need to talk with you about. Now knowing what you are, it's all starting to make sense.
would Doc be able to hear whether or not it'd be I wouldn't call it anxiety, but you know, the fine line between excitement or fear in his voice?
Elias, it's more like astonishment and hopefulness and excitement and fear.
Doc would agree to the mayor's request.
As
And
head up to do you want to do that now, or do you want to walk around town a bit more?
um I would say Doc would take one more gaze at the town before he follows the mayor and begin to admire the possibility that change may have taken this long. But he isn't afraid no more. He's going back to his roots of understanding why his father preached the way he preached, why he never gave up when he never gave up.
As you are remembering those memories, something else comes to you that your mind sort of blocked out. And you're watching your father at one of his sermons preaching. And you begin to realize it wasn't that there was light or dust in your eye that made it hard to look at your father, but you could see the light almost gather around him, sort of like conjuring around him, exploding behind him. Everyone sort of held their hands up above their face as if it was mainly the sun shining in, which that was partially what was happening, but this light was much brighter and stronger. And now when you really look beyond the light, you see similar wings around your father. It's always been in your family, just never got to activate.
Interesting. Very interesting.
As you
I
sort
guess
of,
Doc would.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, you're good.
I was gonna say Doc would have this epiphany of his father and realizing that and that he is a part of a line, and then he would put his hand against Valrinder and kind of look down towards it as he looks away from town, looks towards Valrinder, and begin to understand more and more purpose, the bond, the vow, and then he begins to realize that every step he makes forward, he is 100% accountable for his actions, and that he walks no longer in the valley of the shadows, or death, but he is the beacon. He is the light. He's accepted Valrinder and the oath to his god.
As Doc makes his way back to the mayor, step up to the second floor where the mayor's at. He has a table with food and drink set up for it, and he's sitting at one end, clutching this bell on the table, and this book in his other hand. He says, "Have a seat. This is going to be a wild one."
Well, everything that's been going on has been pretty wild, but if it can be more entertaining or more wild than what I've experienced here recently, by all means, Mayor, I'm intrigued.
I'm giving you access to something my family holds very dear. See him set this ash-colored bell on table, and he begins to flip through pages in this book. And as he does, the book seems to almost levitate a little bit. See him begin to whisper something, and the bell begins to rise and ding multiple times. It says, "Don't try to fight it. It'll only make it worse. But I'm going to show you. It's not a dream. It is a recording of fate etched into the bones of this plane. Moments stolen from the future by something desperate to stop what comes next. And at the center of it all will be the end of divinity as we know it, unless we stop him here and now." The bell keeps dinging. You may make a wisdom save to fight against it, or you may let it take you.
I would, you know, I would say Doc has no reason not to trust the mayor, and this is a very big ordeal, so he's not going to fight against it. He accepts the occasion for what it is.
As the bell rings a fifth time, your eyes get heavy, and you begin to drift off. And as your head slouches down, hear this.
Orc, my name, true as ever, of war. The god of what refuses to die.
We cut to a rusted version of Doc. He hangs from the gallows, his lantern extinguished. Orcus whispers in your head from beyond the boards.
Giving you divine child, you will heal them just to watch them rot. You were not made to save them. You were made to remember what light used to feel like. Light can burn your skin just as much as I can.
We cut to another party member, Nim, the false king. Orcus appears not as a demon, but as Nim's father, wearing the crown he never earned, but was given to him out of default.
Your bloodline already bowed to me. Do you think running from your throne saves anyone? Kneel, and I'll let you return to your family. In pieces, if I must.
We cut to Kaelar, the Oathless Warden. The Titan wards burn blue, then turn black. A massive hand, clearly Orcus in his titanic form, crushes the mirror hull.
You carry the shields of dead titans and gods. Their vows mean nothing here. Step aside, warden of titans. Let the world die cleanly. Let the dead rise to fight.
We cut to Sarah, the bloom that devours. She sees a man with her. Flowers wither instantly. A massive shadow of Orcus eclipsing her cottage. A voice full of worms says,
He loved you once. So did I. But love is not memory, it is a hunger. And yours is almost beautiful enough to join me.
The bell tolls again. The bell that never rings was once a divine failsafe, a ritual meant to seal Orcus before his full transformation, but the ritual was never completed. It was interrupted, corrupted. Now, as you awaken, you know, you must restore the bell, all of its pieces, so you may reseal Orcus before his final rebirth. If you fail, Orcus does not become the god of undeath, but becomes the domain of death itself and replaces every god of that domain at once. And no one will die only once again. And you are slowly brought back into the table with the mayor. You see his nose is bleeding and he kind of like stutters to the side of the table, knocking a few dishes to the ground as it's taken a lot out of him. The bell slowly stops ringing and falls to the table. You see the outer shell of it crack and break. It cannot be used again. And you see him look at you and say, "Do you understand now?" You understand what must be done.
Excuse me.
You're fine.
No, I had a burp. Let's see. I
have to stop Orcus before he ascends.
Doc would get up from the table and come walk over to the mayor. Not saying a word, not saying anything, but slow stride. I would, and his praying in his head, but he brings out healing hand to the mayor. I'm going to use my level 1 healing word, I should say.
Okay.
I'm going to cast that. So I'll use a spell slot for that. I don't know how much you want to use it as, but it's level 1's I'll just roll it.
Okay.
It would be a 9.
Okay. Yeah, he's sort of like... Thank you.
Doc would just gesture with the tip of his hat. And then he'd look at the mirror. I'm more than aware of the situation. And I'm more than sure, without doubt. Doc slings that, pulls out Valrender, and spins the cylinder to where that bullet that has Orcus' name written on it. And I can't fix that, Bale. I know what I gotta do. He spins the cylinder and closes it and puts Val in there back in his holster. And he says to the mayor, I'm not one to make promises like I used to, but I will say this. I'll do everything with my new friends by the powers that we can conjure to do what we gotta do. But I'll make a vow to the people of this world that this bell isn't the thing that takes down an Orcus. I'll be the one to sacrifice myself.
It may come down to that, but the ritual must be completed either way, so it can sever his connection to the divine fragments that he's devouring.
Well, this just makes things interesting. Why don't it? So, 5 pieces of a bell.
Yes. I'm sure 4 of them are being held by 4 very powerful entities that Orcus controls. The only benefit is no one can touch them but who the bell deems worthy. They can only guard them.
You said 4 pieces of 5.
Yeah.
So that tells you either know or don't know where the 5th piece may be.
The shard of the first sound, the clapper of the morning, the ringer's vow, the nail of Alaris, and the hour of concentrated silence. The 5th one is more of a place rather than a piece. You must find a zone of pure silence must be created in a place where at least 1,000 have died. I'm not sure where to find that. Magic could be used, but I don't know where to even start or what magic scenario.
I think I may have to inquire with a few of my colleagues.
Of course.
And make a plan. Because
Just know, failure of this ritual comes at a steep cost. But failure at that point wouldn't even matter what the cost would be, because Orcus will have won.
as long as I draw breath, sir, he will not win. And that's not a promise. That's a threat.
I hope that is, Doc. Because this world's on the brink of ending. And I don't know how much longer we can take.
I hear you, sir. This town's reminded me much of a town I once spent many moons at. And The suffering needs to end. And the breath of life needs to be changed.
You see him look at you and say, "We all have things we fight for." I'll protect the people I need to till I find her and make sure she's safe.
I'm trying to remember who she is. Board.
He never spoke her name.
Oh, so this is the first dog's hearing this.
Well, he mentioned that he was looking for a she, but he still never spoke her name.
Fair enough.
Well, Doc, get some rest. Even though it's morning, you've been through a lot today.
I think I'll take your advice and then enjoy the idea that as much as it may seem like it was a lot, it's just the very beginning of the change that this world needs.
Can only hope. And he's gonna kind of walk out of the room. Been there.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where we'll stop for tonight.
Sounds good. I am super stoked. Oh my goodness.
I'm so happy.
I like it.
Thank you all for watching. We'll stream some more zombies later on, but I think for tonight that's gonna be it because it is getting old. But yeah, enjoy.